Hello, and welcome to video number 12 in this series exposing the Jesuit Vatican shadow empire which rules the world today. If you are new to this subject, then maybe nothing I say here will make sense. So I encourage you to explore other articles first, which will provide a foundation for the information in this video, and you can find those on my website link posted in the box below. In 1982, the Jesuits mocked us with the pop song, "She Blinded Me with Science," by Masonic sellout Thomas Morgan Robertson, aka Thomas Dolby. Although the song seems like just more innocuous electronica fluff, there is a lot of truth in the lyrics, but you have to look through the screen of inverted meaning, which is found in most song lyrics today. It seems to say nothing, but actually says a lot if you're alert and awake. Why do you think this became a hit? Because of the catchy tune? Are you kidding? All pop music is controlled by the Jesuits, and artists and songs are chosen for their propaganda programming value. They don't just make songs to sell for money. The songs have a message, and the messages over and over and over, when heard, program us into thinking and remembering key phrases, key subjects, key issues that the Jesuits want us to be concerned with. It's programming. Music and movies is all programming. Dolby is a one-man psyop, psychological operation. If you read his biography, he released albums with titles like The Golden Age of Wireless in 1982, The Flat Earth in 1984, Aliens Ate My Buick in 1988, Astronauts and Heretics in 1992, and A Map of the Floating City, released between 2010 and 11. Everything is tied together with stereotypical mainstream motifs like aliens, high-tech, flat earth, astronauts, and space, plus Masonic signs and symbols. Just more predictive programming for the masses using music to reinforce the message. They're mocking the truth and us because we don't see. We don't get what they're saying to us. Yet, it's all there in plain sight. People, there are two kinds of science. Two. The first science, and only true science, developed out of the knowledge explosion due to the new liberties found by men who were no longer constrained or imprisoned by despotic Roman Catholic control of belief, discovery, and the information flow. This science is empirical and based on repeat experimentation and observation, not mathematical theories. Results can be confirmed with real hands-on tests and hypotheses proven in a lab. Results are seen with the eyes. Seen. They can be experienced directly. The second science is theoretical, based on nebulous mathematical equations, which no one understands, except for the science priests. No experiment can be set up to prove the theories. Nothing can be observed, so faith and acceptance are required in order to establish credibility. Science becomes scientism, pseudoscience, and the religious cult of the scientist as a guru is born. Wild claims about the universe, space, and time are made in order to establish a faith based on assumptions. That's correct. Not on empirical evidence. Assumptions. Yes. Scientism is pseudoscience pretending to be credible science when it is anything but claims cannot be seen or verified in a lab with the eyes. It's all out of sight, out of mind. It's all accepted and taken by blind faith. Today, the whole world has been duped by the Jesuit false science cult. Yes, it's a cult. How have they managed this remarkable feat? Simple. They have indoctrinated the children from birth with false assertions about the universe in school education and bolstered this with a barrage of propaganda decade after decade using science fiction in comic books, TV, and movies. This has been going on for more than 150 years, and we are now swamped with Hollywood sci-fi fictions parading as truth. People believe this stuff. People believe the superheroes. People believe all these things are real. People believe the future is going to be golden. And it all comes through the media. The Jesuits created international bodies such as ICSU in 1931, ICAO in 1947, IATA in 1945, NASA in 1958, and IPCC in 1988. In order to contain and control the science narrative as it unfolded. They needed to control it. These bodies are all controlled by the Jesuit Vatican government of the United Nations. That's right, people. These are all United Nations controlled organizations. These organizations were not formed for the benefit of you and I, or the progress of real science and humanity. They were formed to do the opposite. You must understand this. They were formed to do the opposite. Instead of benefiting in us, they are meant to damage us, to hurt us, to maintain the Jesuits' fake science psychological operation against the minds of men and enslave us with satanic beliefs. That's right, people. You can believe it or not, but this is the reality. ICSU keeps a lid on scientific inventions. They don't want you to have a wonderful life. They want you to have just enough to keep working and keep busy and then die. ICAO controls aviation and the skies. IATA controls passenger movements. That's right, you're being monitored everywhere you go. NASA controls the fake space travel narrative. And the IPCC maintains the world warming lie, enabling UN Agenda 31 to quietly, undercover, so to speak, to be put into place worldwide without causing alarm or opposition. People, everything is monitored and controlled by Jesuit agencies. What we've been educated about over the last 200 years, an infinite expanding universe, a heliocentric solar system with orbiting planets, a spinning ball Earth, gravity, rockets to the moon and Mars, satellites, the Big Bang, black holes, dark matter, evolution, global warming, GMO foods, and vaccinations are all unsubstantiated and rooted in magic and illusion, smoke and mirrors, false science. These lies are based on fanciful theories and assumption, not on fact. Jesuitical science is taught to convince man that God doesn't exist and that man is insignificant in an infinite universe. This is diabolical Luciferian deception, keeping man from knowing the truth about the Creator of all things and His plan for mankind. Their aim was to weaponize technology and use it against mankind. And that is exactly what they are doing right now, worldwide. The Luciferians have been working hard since those Catholic Masonic puppets, Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton, to convince us that what we see is not what we think. We have been told not to trust our eyes or our own experience, but only trust what the science priests tell us. They always obfuscate simple concepts with equational mumbo-jumbo. It's nothing more than a ruse. All the international science bodies were put into place to enforce the space deception the Jesuits have perpetrated to hoodwink mankind. People, question everything, because if something doesn't seem right, there's a good chance it isn't. Tens of thousands of scientists worldwide do not believe in the evolution fraud propagated by Jesuit Teilhard de Chardin, or the Big Bang invented by Jesuit Georges Lemaitre. All major science figures lauded as heroes are in fact Jesuit agents and villains of the worst sort. These include Freemasons Charles Darwin, Albert Einstein, Louis Leakey, Carl Sagan, Edwin Hubble, and that Nazi Wernher von Braun. The Jesuits are wholly implicated in and responsible for all science fraud and deception today. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.